This episode is brought to you by Bellator's Publishing, bringing stories to the world that last forever.
I realized that she was with Carrion, that was the reason that he had a mistake.
I call on this. I still call on this. I think they're related.
So he said that he didn't have time to check if I was blood or something.
Yeah, but
else.
all the questions, like, do you have the same parents? There was lots of hints that Saeris was royal, like the dark hair that Evelyn was pointing out, and she dressed her in royal blue and all of that stuff. I wonder if Saeris was supposed to be born thousands of years ago, and she was supposed to be his sibling.
But the thing that called her attention is the largest of the four. The male has a thick black rune tattoo across the forehead, and for me this is really curious because I wonder if maybe that is something that Malcolm put there to maybe control what they're doing, or maybe to control them. I'm thinking that maybe Malcolm with this can control that one and can see, can hear everything that one is.
It's like a surveillance camera.
Yes.
There's a few too many lines. Like, remember the one from last week where Saeris said, to me, Kingfisher was a surly, foul-mouthed who I wouldn't piss on even if he was on fire. To everyone inside this tavern, he was a living god.
Yeah.
And then that was last week, and now we've got Fisher stood over me like the god of death. In the next chapter, Kingfisher says, I am the thing that puts the fear of the gods into monsters who would eat you, bones and all. And again, that's like, I'm the one who puts the fear of gods into monsters. And it's just a few too many lines for me not to have some kind of wild theory that the Kingfisher is either a god or descended from the gods.
Hello and welcome to Faithfully Fantasy,
The husband and wife podcast talking all things Quicksilver.
I'm JC.
And I'm Sean.
And today we'll carry on with our deep dive of Quicksilver with chapters 18 to 19. Just 2 chapters today. And just heads up, we might use strong language and explore adult themes.
This episode will contain spoilers from Quicksilver, the Kingfisher POV chapters on Callie Hart's website, and snippets of information we've had from Callie Hart herself.
And before we start, quick reminder, if you want early access to our episodes, bonus content every month, and no annoying ads like this one, you can have all of this by becoming a supporter. You can try for free now and cancel anytime. For the best deal, visit faithfullyfantasy.com or simply subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts for instant access. Don't miss out and become part of our community.
Also, if you're enjoying the show, please take a second to rate us wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all of it. It helps more fantasy lovers find us, and it's one of the easiest ways to support what we do. A quick tap and you've made our day.
And now, without further ado, let's enter the map tent.
This week, Saeris is finally in the forge at Carlish, trying to whip up relics with a combination of scrap metal, quicksilver, and pure stubbornness. The only problem? Every experiment fails harder than Carrion trying to keep it in his pants. Ren, the ever-meddling brother figure, tells Fisher to maybe try treating her like a person and not a tool, and sends Saeris off to dinner with our grumpy shadow daddy. Cue awkward table talk, scarcity of silver, shady war tactics, and oh yeah, Fisher casually sniffing out Saeris' past bedroom habits with Carrion. Just when things couldn't get more uncomfortable, the windows explode, and in come 4 nightmare feeders, maggot-bleeding horrors from Sanazroth that can only be killed with silver. Fisher goes full ballet with a sword and saves Saeris, but she gets clawed and poisoned in the process. When she wakes up, boom, she's in Fisher's bed, and because of the damn oath, she literally can't leave it, but Fisher's off to the front line, so at least there's that. Only once she fully heals can she leave the bed, and then it's back to the forge for more failure and wasted silver. Dinner, Part 2. Saeris drags both Ren and Carrion along this time, much to Fisher's horror. Sparks fly, and not from the forge. Fisher ups the ante by describing in deliciously graphic detail the ways he could use the oath. Saeris is horrified to realise she's actually turned on, and even more horrified that both Fisher and Ren, and let's face it, probably our Fae in disguise, Carrion, can smell it.
This part of this dinner is so funny, and also in this chapter we start to see a little bit more of deep what's going on in this world as well.
Yeah, it's really good for world building, isn't it? It's
Yes.
also really good for seeing a little bit underneath Kingfisher's mask.
Yes.
So chapter 19 is the one where he's like laying it on thick, but he's letting some of his, I don't know, soft under, like the softness that he's keeping under wraps.
Yeah,
anyway.
maybe it's when the mask starts to fall a little bit.
Yeah.
And we start to see the real Kingfisher there. Yes. Yeah. And now let's move on to the fine print, the part of the show where we scout the pages for clues of what's to come. Chapter 18, Crucible.
So obviously, like title review, Crucible is a piece of equipment I use in a forge. It's like a little pot, or like in some cases, these pots are really big. They're like buckets. But also, double meaning alert, because we have been highlighting the double meanings. There is one here.
Yeah.
So a crucible is also like another word for a severe test or a trial.
Yeah.
And obviously, Saeris is working with the crucible. Things aren't working very well. But also the fact that she is being forced to make these relics is her severe test. And it's supposed to be something that's almost impossible, but only like the greatest can do it. So I thought that was a neat double meaning for that one.
Yeah, actually, the very first time when I read this word, my first thought was like crucifixion. They highlight that kind of relationship. So for me, well, like maybe, yeah, something really bad that's about to happen. Like
and like the Cruciatus curse.
Yeah.
Harry Potter. Yeah, so
yes,
it's like
just like that word.
pain,
Yes.
cross.
That you're going through like something really rough that's putting you to the test, or even maybe it will try to kill you.
Yeah, if you don't die in the process, then you're like a legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we start the chapter as with Kingfisher and Saeris and the Forge, and they're trying to figure it out how to do it. So they have some books there. Some of them are really old books. They are just written in old Fae language that no one can understand. Kingfisher, the only thing that it says to Saeris is that she needs to figure it out by herself, and he leaves. And here is when she tried first read the books, trying to find some information, and when she sees that it's pointless, and when she's trying to do some tests.
They're like in a different language, aren't they?
Yeah.
A lot of them, so she can't figure it out.
Yes.
But you'd think there'd be something in there. I think if I could get my hands, or if you could get your hands on those books, we would read them line by line, and we would find out how to do it.
The interesting part for me is if we are talking a language, there's like a common language with Fae and humans, and this old Fae language, I don't think it could be that different from the modern language or the common language. I think you should be able to at least, I don't know, trying to figure out what he's saying.
I guess it depends, doesn't it? Because you could take Latin and Spanish, and they're very different. Or like Latin and Italian is probably the better example, considering Latin came from the Romans. But if you take Latin and Italian, they're very, very different. And a lot of people don't even know how to speak Latin, do they? You can read it, but you don't know what it actually would have sounded like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's probably the same as that, Latin and Italian. But yeah, you'd think that Kingfisher would have, I don't know, stayed to explain something. I don't.
Maybe he can't do anything. He's old, but not that old.
Yeah, he never learned, so he's just left them there. But she tries a number of things, and I thought there was a nice little Easter egg here. She first tries Widow's Bane, which is what she has at the end to numb the pain. It's a herb that is made up, like there's no real Widow's Bane, I don't think anyway. But it's what Loreth gives her to put underneath her tongue, and makes her like she's not supposed to swallow it, but when she keeps it under her tongue, it numbs all the pain and it allows her to get through the maze at the end. So I thought that was a nice little Easter egg. It's absolutely like useless for making relics with Quicksilver, but interesting.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what was the point to like mix on herbs with the relic or trying to make the Quicksilver do something?
So I think what had happened is that nobody actually knew the secret of alchemy. And really the secret is you just ask it what it wants. And it wants something different for each...
Yeah, every single time.
Yeah, for each forge. So for Carrion's sword, for example, for Simon, it wants a joke. For Lorith's god sword, it wants a song. It's rarely a like piece of hair or a herb or something, but perhaps they used to see, or it was written down that something different was needed every time. And so Kingfisher has it in his head that he needs to put something in it, like a bone or something, because that is what it appeared on the surface. But maybe one Quicksilver relic did want human bone. So there's an account of the fact that they used a human bone and it worked. But actually, the secret isn't the thing that's mixing it with. It's the thing that the Quicksilver is asking for. So I think that's why.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
So her experiments fail anyway. She leaves the forge with Onyx. I thought this bit was a bit odd because Onyx doesn't want to leave at first. She says begrudgingly at first, but then it seems like when he's in the corridors, he's very happy to be away from the forge. So I couldn't, and I'm obviously obsessed with who is Onyx. And I just couldn't get anything from this because I was like, first, he doesn't want to leave the forge. He was found in a forge. He's clearly linked to an alchemist.
Yeah.
And then this one, he's now out of the forge, back at college. Is he happy? I don't know. It's really odd, isn't it?
Not sure if I was just nervous or maybe didn't know where they're going and then maybe didn't want to leave the forge because it feels safe there. But then when I found out they're going to college there, that was the place for the little fox. But yeah, it's a little bit strange. It's like our children. They want to do something, and then when you force them, they don't want to stop what they didn't want to do before.
Yeah, good point. Fair point. So when she leaves the forge, she bumps into Ren, who is like a bit beaten up.
Yeah, he looks like rough.
Yeah, so he looks exhausted from a recent skirmish, in the words of the book.
Yeah.
Onyx jumps up on his legs, like excited, like trying to get some attention.
Yeah.
Does that mean Onyx knew Ren in a former life? Can we glean from that Onyx is happy to see Ren? Or maybe Onyx just notices that Ren is a walking green flag and he actually wants Saeris to be in love with Ren.
Yeah.
Which the first time I read this book, these 2 chapters, I honestly thought there was going to be a love triangle. I thought there was going to be a love triangle between Ren, Saeris and Kingfisher.
Really?
Yeah, because he comes to get her. He's like so kind with her, but he knows, and he's just trying to get Kingfisher to treat her like a human being. He doesn't suspect at this point that there's anything between them. Like he does at the dinner, and he's absolutely shocked that Saeris has decided to sit herself in the one and only seat, and he's surprised, and he's like, really, to Kingfisher. So I don't think he suspects at this point. He knows that he's treating her weird, but he thinks he's just treating her rudely because she's human and he can't understand what has happened to his friend. He's trying to make excuses for him. But anyway, I thought, and then in the next chapter when Ren jumps over the wall and the first thing he wants to do is to come and see Saeris, he didn't even wash himself.
Yeah.
I was convinced that Ren liked Saeris, and I think Ren is like, don't come at me, but like at this moment in time, Ren is the better option for her. He's a walking green flag and Kingfisher is a walking red flag. He isn't by the end of the book, but yeah, I was convinced there was going to be a love triangle.
No, interesting. For me, Ran, yes, it was the good one, the good guy, the one who was always there for Fisher. But I never saw him as a potential
Do you not think it
something
was
for her.
like sweet the way that he came back from Amantrias, from Instar, the war
Uh,
camp
Inin, or
in
Inir, or something like that.
yeah. Well, he came back from the war camp. He came back from the war camp, and immediately came to see her. Didn't even want to get a wash.
Yeah.
I think that is like,
And he didn't even realize that he was just
yeah,
smelly.
he
as
wasn't
well.
even thinking.
Yeah.
He just went straight to see her. There's I thought there was something in that. There isn't, obviously, but when I first read it, I was like, this is going to be a why choose situation.
Yeah.
So I just wondered, coming back to the subject, if Onyx knew Ren.
Well, if you think that maybe Onyx could be Fisher's mom, that means that Renfos would be kind of like another son for her because they grew up together. They were like really close. So for
Did they?
yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I don't know if they met later in life.
As a grown-ups, you'd think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think, or I had the impression they know like from lifetime, like from always.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know that they were together at the gate, at the Argent gate, because of the Kingfisher's POV, but I don't know how they met.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed that.
We don't know neither how old is he, do we?
No.
Is he
You'd
over
imagine they're
1,000 as
around the
well?
same, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'd be around the same. I get the feeling that Loris is younger than them.
Yes.
And I don't give a shit about Danya. I don't care how old she is.
Yeah. So Ramphus is there to tell it to Saeris as well that he is convincing Kingfisher to invite her for dinner because he wants Kingfisher to treat her as a person, as a tool. Because if I still putting that much pressure on a tool, it will break, and obviously they don't want that. So,
yeah, this was a bit weird because I'm saying he's a walking green flag, but he's also still saying, well, you are a tool and we need you to not break. So that's why I'm treating you nicely, not because you're actually a human being and we should treat humans nicely.
Yeah, it's because you are important.
It's like a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
But at least he's trying. That's a good thing. Fisher is like, he doesn't give a shit even when he knows this is important to him. But yeah, he said that you need to trust me. This is good for you too. So Saeris says, okay. She attends to the dinner with Kingfisher, and there's a large dining room. She gets frustrated as well for the distance because he starts to cast the voice and start to like basically whispering in the ear, and she doesn't like that. So she gets up, she grabs the plate, her stuff, and going to sit next to him. And then he just starts to talk normal to her. Then the fire surprise brings all the food, and they get shocked when they sit in there.
Funny. This is the best thing ever. So the fire sprites freak out. Archer catches fire.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And he's like, forgive me, how embarrassing. I've just set fire to myself. And he like falls on his bomb. It's so funny. Like the fire sprites are really cute. I thought it was really
I
cute.
can't wait to see in the movie they are making how they're going to make these fire sprites
they
and
have to
everything
do it
else.
right, don't they? Because it has the potential to look really corny.
I just hope there's no like completely, I don't know, special effects on computer. There's maybe like a mix or like physical thing mixed with some special effects. So it looks kind of like a real, not just something completely digital.
No, it won't. I think not. I don't know if things look like that anymore. Things have moved on, haven't they, in CGI? Oh, the whole thing's just really, really funny, though. They can't... So she's moved to what is actually the lady of the house's seat.
Yes.
And, yeah, it's a big statement because it basically is placing herself as
She's the
future
owner
lady.
as well. Or,
Yeah, the lady of the house. Right, so I thought it would be funny to play a game. You know how... So this reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, this whole scene, actually, where they sit at opposite ends of the table. And as you said, Kingfisher throws his voice. So all he has to do is whisper, and she can hear it in her ear. If you could throw your voice the way that Fisher does, what would be the funniest place to do it? Who would you do it with? And what would you say?
Oh, gosh. Oh, it's kind of like a hard one for me because probably the first thing that I will do is something like really naughty. So I don't know, maybe go to like a church and start to talk to the priest.
Oh, no!
Talking like, I'm God. Or something.
Oh, no, that would be so bad.
Yeah, well, it would be so funny. Then the priest like freaking out, like this voice is coming to me.
Oh, but the priest would be so happy.
There we go.
God wouldn't.
Everyone wins.
You get smited. You'd get smited down by
Well, you don't know
lightning.
what I'm going to ask. I'm just going to whisper.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, what about you?
I don't know. I came up with the game and I didn't think of it.
A few moments later.
Don't know. I'd probably just distract you all the time. I'd probably just
Good.
whisper
After
things
me.
in your ear. Yeah.
What kind of things? Inappropriate things for this
Yeah,
podcast?
like the same things that Fisher is saying to Saeris, but only in like a really important situation, like when you're on a call.
Doing a presentation or something like that. Just
Yeah.
made me choke when I'm
When you're talking to your parents.
Oh, gosh.
So
Talking to my mom, listening all these naughty things.
Yeah, that would be fun. Also, like, just to be a pain, and if someone's like if you're counting something, just be like 7, 19, 42, just to distract them, because that's quite fun as well. Just childish things, really.
So, Fisher just told them they just leave the food on the table and he says thank you after all of that.
So funny.
And Saeris is saying that she knows that they hurt her because they love him so much. They think that he is the best and they don't think that she deserves to be close to him. And he is saying that no, that's not true. That Archie actually likes her, likes human more than face. And he only has a special love for him because he helped to raise him. But while he was saying this, he was rubbing his neck. And then while he was doing it, the smile that he had before started to fade as well. And this is just, for me, like reinforcing this theory that we had last week, that maybe that rune that he has on the neck, he's maybe controlling when it's on or when it's off. But when it happens, he changed completely. He's had no feelings. He had no maybe joy, or he is just a wall that you can't break.
It's so interesting because I wonder how that rune got there. Who put it there? Did he put it there? Did it just appear like Maui's tattoos in Moana? Yeah, did it just appear there? I mean, is it?
No.
Yeah, did he put it there himself? Is it like because he knows he's such a big old softy and he needs something to toughen him up a bit?
Yeah.
To make him appear tough on the exterior?
I think maybe all of this comes as from the time when he was stuck in the maze and he was constantly listening to the voices of the people who die. So maybe it kind of moment that he was like, I had enough of listening to all this pain, all this suffering. I need to do something to like
Take
disconnect
away the
it.
emotion, yeah.
And then this rune appears. And it's been with him for 100 years. And that's why it doesn't go easily. Maybe he need to remember the still there. Yeah.
Like a genie on the lamp. I mean, it's in the Kingfisher POV chapter, the fox, the boots, the dress, or the dress, the boots, the fox, or some kind of combination of those three things. We find out that Archer took care of him. His mum, when Kingfisher's dad went missing or got trapped on the other side, she was inconsolable. She just locked herself in her room and didn't really have time for Kingfisher, which is heartbreaking. Because you think, oh, she's an amazing mother. She just could not cope. So Archer basically took care of him. 10-year-old boy, 11-year-old boy who just, or 10, who just needed his mama.
Yeah.
And she couldn't, she was too heartbroken. So obviously Archer and Kingfisher have a really
Good relationship, yes.
close relationship, yeah. And Archer, he says that Archer is wondering if she'll stick around. So obviously he's quite astute. Either he's astute and he knows something's going on, or he recognizes her from his mum's books, because bearing in mind that we find out in that POV chapter that Kingfisher gave Archer permission to go in her library, to borrow her books. So he will have seen those drawings. I suspect there was images of Saeris in other places too, but I'll get to that bit.
Yeah.
While Saeris is noticing that the fire sprites really think that Kingfisher is the best, she says they treat you like you hung the moon.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a really good one. This is like one of two weird things that she says in these couple of chapters.
Yeah.
They treat you like you hung the moon. That feels like a phrase, like an old-fashioned phrase that you just say. But she only just learnt about the moon a few weeks ago. So do they say this in Silvarin? They treat you like you hung the moon?
Shouldn't be, because Silvarin is always daytime.
Yeah, so she just thought of that then. It's not a phrase.
Yeah, it's something strange, but there's no other explanation, I think. She just made it up on the spot.
Or it's
just
a phrase. Yeah, it's a phrase.
Doing it.
So their conversation continues, and we find out that Belicon has an embargo on silver. We've talked about this in previous episodes, how everything in Corlish is gold. So the cutlery is gold, the plates are gold, the lighting's gold, everything's gold, because there is no silver. At this point, we still don't know that this is a vampire book. We only know that there is no silver, so we could start to guess. Kingfisher wears like a silver protector around his throat, so we could start to guess. But I didn't know that this was going to be a vampire book even at this point when I read it the first time.
Yeah, I thought there might be something, but I wasn't maybe expecting like a proper vampire. I thought it would be like something similar. The for us would be like vampire, but they might call it something else.
Feeders. They're not vampires.
Well, Malcolm is a vampire.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that caught my attention. There was a proper vampire.
Feeders are more like zombies.
Vampires.
Yeah.
Yes. So during this dinner, Fisher is playing a little bit with her, basically. So from time to time, it's showing like the canines. Because for some reason, he knows that she's like turned on a little bit every time that he passes the tongue around this canine. Yes. But also, he started to say that he realized that she was with Carrion. That was the reason that he had a mistake.
I call bullshit on this. I still call bullshit on this. I think they're related. I think they should have been related. Anyway.
Yeah.
I
mean, he says that for him and the situation that he was in a rush, he had two essence basically of her on him when they were kissing and when they were together. So some of that went to his body as well, plus the blood. When they had the oath, so they had the blood and other
bodily fluids.
Yes, basically. So he's saying that he was chasing all around the city, like feeling the smell. And the first one, it was the same. It was the one who comes from Carrion. So he said that he didn't have time to check if I was blood or something.
Yeah, but
else.
all the questions, like, do you have the same parents? That obviously they do. Like, Carrion and Saeris don't, because Carrion is a lot older than Saeris. But I get the vibe that, we said that there was lots of hints that Saeris was royal, like the dark hair that Evelyn was pointing out, and she dressed her in royal blue and all of that stuff. And we know that Saeris was supposed to be born a fae. I wonder if Saeris was supposed to be born thousands of years ago, 700 years ago or whenever Carrion was born.
Mm-hmm.
And she was supposed to be his sibling. I know that Fae siblings are rare, but because Zorith intervened, the god of chaos intervened, she wasn't. And I wonder if there is some kind of blood connection there.
Yeah.
Because we find out Zorith separated them by worlds and by years. So she was supposed to be Fae. She was supposed to be around the same age as Fisher. Carrion, I think he's a little bit younger than Fisher, isn't he? Because maybe 10 years younger, because he was a baby when he was taken, and Fisher was 10. So they're very, very close, like when it comes to Fae. So I just get the feeling that Saeris was supposed to be like Carrion's younger sister or something.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to be same family, because I still having the feeling that maybe she's going to be from a royal family, but from other city or from an island.
Yeah, like from Lycia. Yeah.
Yes.
I get that. I actually, that was my theory a few weeks ago. I just don't.
Yeah.
There's just a link to Carrion somehow.
Well, we know that maybe in real life, some of the old royal family, they were like all related. So maybe, yes, there's some relationship there. Yeah, cousins or
I think there's too many clues that they are related. I don't think it's just other bodily fluids and quote unquote that was drawing him to him. But this does bring about such a funny situation where he gives Carrion some boots if he takes a bath.
Yes.
A very intense bath.
So, the dining room windows suddenly explode. Yes, and they are attacked by some creatures. Saeris immediately noted they're wearing clothes. They are emaciated with claws, black veins, red eyes.
Yeah, they sound really, really great, these people, don't they?
Yes, and
perfect
yellow fangs as well.
Perfect dinner party guests. Kingfisher shouldn't have invited them.
Yes, but the thing that caught her attention is the largest of the four. The male has a thick black runic tattoo across the forehead. And for me, this is really curious, because I wonder if maybe that is something that Malcolm put there to maybe control what they're doing, or maybe to control them. And
was it only one that had it?
As far as Saeris tells, yes, one, the largest one. So it may be the leader.
The leader.
Yes.
Theophany.
Yeah, it's something like that. But I'm thinking that maybe Malcolm with this can control that one and can hear everything that one is.
Oh, it's like a surveillance camera.
Yes. And that's why he can go to the house and is controlling the other ones as well, because it's only this one, the one who has this. So I'm thinking that that's going to be something like a mark. The master of the vampires, or the original one, or whatever, is the only one who can give these marks to one of the feeders.
You don't think it's linked to Kingfisher's rune at all, do you? Maybe Malcolm put the rune there. On the back of his neck.
That sounds more like a fable, so I will bet more for Taladeus if any vampire put a rune there.
Oh, you think it was a good thing?
Yes, and the situation where he was, that he doesn't want to feel anything because he was basically in hell.
Yeah.
That might help.
Yeah. Saeris goes to town. She really wounds one. And then there's like maggots coming out of it.
Yeah. It's interesting because the first one that she gives to this woman, the woman stops and it's like doesn't recognize what's going on, doesn't recognize the pain. That's what Saeris says. It's like looking everywhere and doesn't know what's going on. She does again, and that's the one who brings all the maggots in.
Gross. It's like these that have black ichor. This is actually the first time I'd ever heard this word, ichor, when I read this book. And it's like it's not the blood, but it's like the clear, transparent stuff that also, when you cut yourself, you know, you get blood and you get like this clear stuff.
Yeah.
It's gross. Well, they have black ichor, which is just Blech. Maggots. So these are dead. Let's just talk about these for a while because let's get straight what these are. I think what happens at the end of the book is Taldeus turns Saeris into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to carry on and like drain her blood and like go a bit too far,
Yeah.
I think that would have turned her into a feeder, wouldn't it? Because they talk about like you're doing too much, or
Yeah.
maybe, or have I made that up?
Yeah, I think if you want a feeder, then you just basically you are eaten.
You're just killing people, yeah. And then they're dead bodies, but they're reanimated,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not sustaining themselves. These maggots are feeding on them, and they're absolutely gross. They're basically zombies, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
Zombie
pretty much what it
vampires.
is. Yeah,
Let's call them zombies
zombies.
or zampires.
Zompires.
Zampires. Yeah, zampires. Quite like that. One question I have is they are not, I guess they're not supporters of Malcolm. They're his foot soldiers. They just do as they're commanded, probably via these runes.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that Bellicon and Malcolm are working together. And we also know that Kingfisher's dad put a ward around the place so that Bellicon supporters couldn't enter.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean because Malcolm supports Bellicon, Malcolm couldn't enter, but because these feeders probably have no idea who Bellicon is because they're just like
Beast.
dead.
Mm.
They're zompires. They that doesn't count and they can get through the wards. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I think maybe that is the thing. They make more sense because they have no conscience. They are just like beasts. They are animals. So they can't say they have
Allegiance.
supporting us, anything like
They're
this.
just doing what they're told.
Yes.
Or even like what they're commanded. Maybe there's some kind of blood oath there where they're being...
The interesting part is about Malcolm because Fisher, he didn't leave the court yet until Renfrews started to bring the guards, and then all around the house it was guarded with Fey warriors. There is when he stopped using this. So what happened before, he was thinking that maybe Malcolm or another vampire will arrive, like chasing him.
So Kingfisher chops the heads off.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saeris says, Fisher stood over me like the god of death.
Yes.
Adding to what we said last week, this is maybe another little Easter egg that Fisher is actually a god.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we've named the gods, and I know that I'm obsessed with the god of shadows, Styx, but I just feel like he's definitely a descendant. I know that he's Zoreth, the god of chaos's champion, but there's a few too many lines. Like, remember the one from last week where Sarah said, to me, Kingfisher was a surly, foul-mouthed bastard who I wouldn't piss on even if he was on fire. To everyone inside this tavern, he was a living fucking god.
Yeah.
And then that was last week. And now we've got Fisher stood over me like the god of death. In the next chapter, Kingfisher says, I am the thing that puts the fear of the gods into monsters who would eat you bones and all.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's like, I'm the one who puts the fear of gods into monsters. And it's just a few too many lines for me for me not to have some kind of wild theory that Kingfisher is either a god or descended from the gods.
Oh, he will be a god.
Or he will be a god, yeah.
Because
foreshadowing.
If maybe he is Soret's champion, maybe, like I said before, he is maybe in the path to become a god, and maybe he had to go from some trails, and then like Hercules go and get his godhood back.
Yeah, or he gets his name in stars.
Yes.
He will go the distance.
Yes. I believe that.
Then she throws up.
Yeah.
Imagine, you're like, oh my god, he's a living god.
But yeah, basically the chapter finished as with Kingfisher taking her arms, so that she's being clawed and wounded and needs to be scourged. because the creature's poison will kill her. So she started losing a little bit the vision. She started to see like some stars. She started to see vision, and vision looks even like more beautiful. So she's kind of like a hallucination. So maybe more foreshadowing. Or he's a god.
I think he's just
Or he's just
beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, maybe she was kind of like a drunk, and then it's like amplifying everything. He said that those creatures, when Sanos Rathian, foot soldiers or feeders, they are the famous feeders.
Zombies.
Or zombies now, from now on. And that is the reason they need so badly silver. And also, now can somebody fucking help?
Yeah, he's really stressed, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't want to lose her.
Memoirs of Luzbel. She loved him. She lost him. And he came back. But wasn't completely him. She feared him. She fought him. But she fell for him. Memoirs of Luzbel. Now available on Amazon.
Yes, now move on to chapter 19.
Bones and all. So the title review, like this is one of those ones where it's said, I am the monster that exists on the other side of the dark. I am the thing that puts the fear of the gods into the monsters who would eat you, bones and all. I couldn't possibly pretend to do that any justice. We need Anthony Palmini to do it. But it's the monsters would eat her, bones and all. So that was a nice instance where you hear the chapter title. I don't know why that feels good when you get the chapter title and it's actually said in like somebody says it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like the title of the book, and then you find that in one of the chapters.
Yeah. That's like a punch the air kind of moment. I don't know why. It's so weird.
There.
And you're like sat reading on the train and you want to tell everyone. You just, this chapter, the book title's just been mentioned. Get over it, Lisa. Okay, anyway, chapter 19. This chapter starts with a nightmare.
Yes.
She is in a dark corridor with all the doors, and each time she opens a door, there's another feeder. I get foreshadowing vibes from this. Like, I can't read a dream in a fantasy book and not think something's going to happen. So the nightmare that she's having, I wonder if they are the corridors of Sanasroth, the vampire palace. And when she is queen at the end of this book in Brimstone, I wonder if this will play out where she has to run down a corridor and the feeders have turned on her somehow because she wasn't accepted by either Malcolm's aides or she wasn't accepted by the other vampires of the kingdom.
Yeah. I actually see this as maybe a moment when she maybe start to go from a corridor or something. She opened the doors and maybe, yes, it would be like feeders that come running after her. And then she was going to have this nightmare that, it's happening now. They're going to eat me or they're going to kill me. And maybe the feeders are going onto the feed and they're like maybe pets or like, you know, like just
bowing down to her.
Yeah, something like that. Because now she's the queen. She's like the big boss. And maybe we're going to have a part when we actually going to believe that they're going to kill her because it's like foreshadowing of the nightmare. But then it's going to be like, no,
I don't think it's going to be plain. I don't think it's going to be plain sailing for her because she, like, if you think about what's got to happen in this book, there's got to be some drama. There's got to be some danger. And if the only danger she faces is from Belacon's men, it's not going to be scary enough.
I don't think she will be completely safe, but the only danger that she might have is from real vampires, people that maybe want to do something against her, feathers. They're just
So,
beasts.
My theory is that Taladeus is the only thing that's going to keep her safe.
Yeah,
and he's going to die.
Because being too useful.
Killed. Yeah. He's going to be killed. Although Callie Hart she says she doesn't like to make her readers cry. But I hope some people die. That makes me really bad. But I think Taladeus might not make it out the next book because he's just too youthful.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have some moments with him in the book, and other ones in the POVs as well. So I don't know if we have seen enough from him.
So she wakes up and she is in Kingfisher's bed. He kind of is sat there in the corner. He says she lives, or she lives.
Look who is still alive.
Yeah, he hasn't even washed himself. Again, this is a theme in this chapter. But he's obviously waiting by her bed. He's making sure she's going to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even gone to clean himself, sort himself out. He's just waiting for her to wake up. I thought this was the start of him showing his true colours.
Yeah. Oh, he will be in trouble with the other fan if the only alchemist that is there, he loses her.
Nah, it's not that, is it?
I know.
So she takes in the surroundings of her room, of Kingfisher's room.
Yeah.
She notices dragons, birds, and wolves carved into his bed. Mm-hmm. So we know the importance of dragons.
Yeah.
We know the importance of wolves. We are yet to know the importance of birds, but we do know because later in the book, Saeris gets a bird tattoo. So these carvings on his bed feel like really significant parts of his life. She also notices a load of paintings that were on the wall, and she asked why he had destroyed all the pictures in his room. And he said because sometimes his pendant doesn't stave off the darkness within. So I think that is a very vague answer, but he couldn't, so he can't lie. Mm-hmm. So that is definitely true. It's the darkness that he feels is his, I know whether it's the Quicksilver or whether he's just saying that he's got some demons and the pendant can't really protect him from himself. Mm-hmm. But in the Kingfisher POV chapter, which is actually, it takes place while Saeris is at the forge, just at the end, and he goes into his mom's private chambers. Mm-hmm. He finds a paintbrush, or he notices a paintbrush. So obviously his mom was a painter, and the paintbrush reminds him of his mom.
Yeah.
And it's just such an offhand mention of a paintbrush. But then it's around the same time, if you slot them together, as we find some pictures in his room have been destroyed. Mm-hmm. So I think that the pictures could have been of Saeris. Mm-hmm. Because we know his mum pictured her
as a fae.
I think he's destroyed the pictures because it's not, he can't let himself fall for her because he knows the truth. He knows that one of them will die. He knows all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think he's destroyed the pictures of her.
Yeah, that's a really good choice. If maybe he had the painting because his mother wanted to always remember who's gonna be the partner for life for him, and then when everything starts to happen, he starts to say that it's happening and it's gonna be bad. It's going to end bad. But she's supposed to be a fae, and then if she see the portraits there, it's gonna be a lot of questions.
When do you think he destroyed them? When they first arrived, because he was angry that it wasn't what it was supposed to be? Mm-hmm. Or was it when he put her in his bed, because it was the closest place, and he was like, shit, if she wakes up and sees all these paintings, she's going to think that I did them.
Yeah, and obsessed.
And I added ears. Because she's a human.
Turn me on more with the pointy ears.
Oh my God, it would have been so embarrassing. I think he did it before, when they first arrived.
Yeah, I didn't think about that option because my first thought was that maybe it was like portraits of his dad or mom and dad.
And he was angry.
And he was angry for all the stuff that happened. He destroyed them the first night that he spent there. And the reason that Cyrus can't see this is because maybe from the beginning, if he see his Kingfisher's father, he will realize that he knows the guy.
Elroy? What are you doing?
Fuck, Elroy is doing that. Imagine that.
Also a great theory. I like both of those.
Yes. I was thinking as well, it could be, I don't know, maybe it was like a portrait of the family with Bellicon there, you know?
No, that wouldn't have been at Corliss.
But because remember that he's been out for more than 100 years and he found out what Bellicon was doing when this happened. So maybe they were, I don't know, portraits with Bellicon or whatever. And then when he comes back home, he see the pictures of Bellicon. Motherfucking.
No, because the wards were still in place. Like, I think Corliss was sacred.
Yeah.
I don't think Bellicon, a painting of Bellicon would have.
Yeah,
made
true,
it.
because the father already was like suspicious about him before everything. Yeah, true. Anyway, I still like your theory as well.
Yeah. Kingfisher is heading back to the war camp. He's going to leave Saeris there, and he is going to basically use the oath again on her to make her stay in the bed. She can't, I think the oath is that she can't leave the bed until she is well.
Yes.
And I think Telena is the one that's going to decide when she's well again. Unless she needs a wee, then she can literally get out of bed, go for a wee, and then go back again. I was thinking, like, it would be so boring. She doesn't have a phone. She doesn't have books. Or she
does have books.
She has books in the room, but can she actually get them?
Telena, when she is checking on her, she gives us another book for her to read.
Oh, does she? I missed that. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because I was being like, okay, as long as she's got books, that makes me feel fine. Then I wouldn't mind being oath-bound to staying in bed for 5 days.
Yeah.
10 days. 5 days. It was
5
days,
days,
wasn't it?
Yes.
So the bed sheets clean themselves as well. This is brilliant. I mean,
yes, I want that.
Even the muddy shoe that Carrion puts
just
on
disappears.
Yeah, just goes. Carrion comes a couple of times. I think she gets annoyed. I think Carrion gets annoyed. I think Saeris gets annoyed and kicks him out at some point the first time, but he comes back again. This was another thing which I thought was an odd thing for Saeris to say. So she's like burrowing down in the sheets and she notices that they smell like Fisher. Always smell like mint. Like mint is fine. Yeah. She knows what mint is. She said Fisher smells like the complex scent of a cold winter forest. But she's only been in one cold winter forest and it was a fucking nightmare. Like there was these ghasts things. I don't know what they're actually called in this book. In the Spook's Apprentice, they're called ghasts. They're like imprints of people's lives.
Shades.
Yeah, the shades. That's it. Thank you. Because she describes them as the complex scent of a cold winter's forest. But in her entire life, she's only been in one cold winter forest.
Yeah, she's been living always in a desert. And the only forest that she crossed, I don't think she was so like focused on the smell.
She was like, "Oh, it smells nice. It smells like my future boyfriend."
Yeah, it's just strange because obviously she's saying it like it's something really nice, something really good, but she shouldn't have that
she
experience.
Shouldn't have that memory.
Yeah,
no, it's really funny.
Yeah,
but it's nice. It's very well written. It's like a nice poetic thing. It just feels a bit. Like, how would she know?
It shouldn't be something that she would be able to say. Yeah.
Carrion does eventually come to visit her. Telena comes a few times. This is where we physically meet Telena. We learn that Telena is gorgeous.
Yes.
Via Carrion. But I think also Saeris notices that she's beautiful. And this is where the jealousy starts, isn't it? Because she finds out that Kingfisher is with Telena. It's only later she finds out Telena is happily married and would not want to do that with it, like to do anything, even though despite Carrion's best efforts of trying. Saeris makes a comment and I thought this was quite fun, that Carrion is Sylvarin's most wanted man. I think this is a little Easter egg because she thinks it's for a crime.
All the dodgy stuff that he does, all the business.
Stuff that he meant. But actually, he's also a bit of a ladies' man. So lots of ladies want him. But the most important thing is that he is the most wanted because he is the most important fae, baby grown, in disguise. So he is the most wanted man in so many ways. I just thought that was really clever writing.
Yeah, that she's saying about actually she doesn't realize how important he is and how true is that.
Yeah, exactly. Carrion also says that he is a hell of a lot more charming than Kingfisher because she's like, you're not charming. And he's like, I'm a hell of a lot more charming than Kingfisher. And at this point, I think he probably is.
Oh, yes, definitely.
She's totally trapped in bed. She can't do anything. She's got no autonomy. And Carrion is actually quite charming, although he is kind of a little bit much, isn't he?
Well, at least he's funny. He's just
funny,
enjoying
but
life.
He's also a lech. Like, that wouldn't be okay in real life. Like, that wouldn't... I know a lot of this would not be... Neither would be, like, effectively, like, keeping somebody in your bed for 5 days.
Yeah.
Although he did let her go to the toilet, so yeah. And they make this joke about he wants to piss off Kingfisher, so he's like, the best way to do that would be for us to have sex in his bed. And the funniest thing about it is that Carrion is... So he says he wouldn't even know, but Carrion is fae. So Carrion knows that he would have been able to tell.
Yeah.
And he deliberately wants... Because he doesn't know that Saeris knows that.
Yeah.
He deliberately wants that to happen to piss off Kingfisher.
Yes.
I do genuinely believe Carrion does really like Saeris. I don't think it's a love triangle because she doesn't like him, but...
Yeah, I don't think he's in love, but he will definitely go after her if I should give it a chance. I mean, he goes after everything, to be honest. But Saeris is like something special. And he said a lot of times that he really likes her and everything.
Yeah.
Like physical and the way that she is as well. And I completely agree that he's doing like a lot of stuff to piss off Fisher. Because I'm sure if Saeris will accept that offer, he will take it.
Yeah.
Even knowing that Fisher, he will kill him for having sex in his own bed. But later on, when they are going to the table, when Fisher is waiting with Ren, I think as well here, Carrion is trying to piss him off.
He's doing it because he knows he can hear
Yeah, he can hear everything. Yes.
And I think we're going to get a lot more of that in the next book. There is a sneak peek of Brimstone on Callie Hart's Instagram where we find out that both Carrion and Kingfisher are going to be alone together for a big chunk of the book.
Going to be in like kind of mission or something.
Yeah. And they're going to be trapped. They're going to be trapped somewhere alone, I think. And that will be so good because we're going to get that from Kingfisher's point of view, which means he's going to be permanently pissed off with Carrion, and Carrion's just going to be like cranking the handle. It's going to be good. So before Saeris leaves the bed, I want to ask you a moral question, and this will determine whether I have married a morally grey man. Is it okay for Kingfisher to compel her with magic if it is for her own good? So I'm not talking about all the nefarious stuff he said he could be doing. I'm talking about this, like keeping her in bed so she recovers, making her go through the shadow gate so that she's not in danger. All of this stuff that he does. Is it okay if it's for her own good? Did I marry a morally grey man?
I might be morally black.
Morally nefarious.
I mean, from my point of view, I felt I will try to reason with you, make you see why it's so important for you, why you should do it. Even after a try, and I see that you're not changing your mind, that you're still doing whatever you want to do, and I know that's going to be bad for you, I will do it.
You would.
I will.
I
Yeah.
would not need convincing. I would not need compelling. If you just give me a book, I will stay in bed and rest. So I don't think you would. Because I do think sometimes you have the like, I'll just do what you want attitude.
All
Like you're
depends.
going to anyway.
All depends, because if it's gonna be like a child, and a child is telling me, "Can I touch the fire?" Or if you touch the fire, you're going to get burned. I want to touch it. Okay, touch it. Get burned.
No.
Learn from that. But if it's something that I know, if I know stopping
You would
it,
let our children touch the fire. I'm not leaving them with you again.
yeah, touch it.
No. Oh my goodness.
It's funny because when I say like, yeah, touch it. No, you want me to burn.
Yeah, they would. They'd be like, yeah.
But if I see there's something that it's gonna be in danger, there I know that if I know stop it physically or
Yeah, like
whatever,
running out into a road, you have to stop a child.
Yes,
Yeah, that is okay. Like, I feel like if it's a child that's about to, like, end themselves by running out into the road or, like, just fall off something really tall,
yeah,
obviously you're going to stop them. And
Yes.
that's, like, compelling somebody to stop with you. Like, obviously you would do that.
I in this scene we totally with Kingfisher because I think Saeris is not full conscious about what's going on. And then if she's saying, I'm feeling fine, I'm just going to carry on doing my stuff, then the poison, it might come back stronger or something, and then she will be in risk and she might die, or she will turn into a feather. So she doesn't know what's going on. Fisher does. And that's why he said that, no, you need to hibernate because this is serious. You need to be on bed for 5 days. And because I think at this point, Fisher knows her very well, and she's
Yeah.
not going to listen, then he was like, no, there's just no option for you. You have to stay there. And the only way that you're going out is to relieve yourself and come back to bed.
I
That's the
don't know
only
why,
one.
because the bed would just clean itself anyway.
Yeah.
So
oh my gosh.
I don't know that it is okay. I feel like it shows that he's got no faith in her. And it's probably well placed
Yeah.
not having faith in her, but I still think he should have trusted her to know what to do with her own body. I mean, she's 28 after all. So old.
24.
24.
Mm.
Oh, that's even worse. Sorry.
She's just a child.
I know.
Comparing with 1,733. It's a baby.
Compared with 36. Womp womp.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be a badass FMC. FMC. So she is in the fort. She goes to the forge.
After the 5 days.
Yeah, after the 5 days. Well, obviously. She's not having a great time. It's failing again. Onyx, though, does some interesting stuff. Onyx curls up underneath the tree that's outside the old oak tree with no leaves. Again, that could be a link to something. Is Onyx linked to the gods? Just I'm spitballing here because I've really got no idea. And Ren jumps over the wall and Onyx is like, intruder alert. But Ren is the green flag here and he's the total opposite of Kingfisher. And I mentioned this at the start of the show. This is where I thought there was possibly going to be a love triangle.
Yeah.
And because he came straight to see her, he said that he was really pissed off with Kingfisher for doing the oath.
Yeah.
And that Kingfisher wanted to have dinner with her again. And then we find out that Ren was basically just being nice and saying that he wanted to, when actually Kingfisher was like demanding that Saeris go to dinner with him again. Really weird thing that happens that I just don't know if we'd notice if we weren't dissecting line by line. But also I don't think it's ever explained. So while they were talking, Ren's head like whips towards the doorway, like he's heard something in the house. And Saeris specifically says, like, I think he's like notices that he's heard something.
Yeah.
But he didn't say anything further about it. The conversation ends. Saeris goes to get ready. And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange. And my question as well is because the forge is basically somewhere else out of the house, and the only way they go there is because they have these doors. They travels around the house and the forge, but I guess if the door is open, then you see like listen to everything that is in the house. So you see the house from the forge, and it's just like it looks like an extension, and then you can smell, hear, and everything that's going on there.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if maybe you need to keep like the door always closed, and then when you want to go is when you open it, and then you just usually like a portal.
How do you get out of the forge? Oh, you go out into the garden where the...
Yes, because it's in a physical place outside of the house. So it's basically just a shortcut.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go directly through the garden.
It's not far away, though, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird that he noticed something and then it's never mentioned again. I don't think it's the kind of thing that will come back. But it's just odd.
Well, then maybe there's a point of view of somebody, and then he can hear what's going on, or somebody's calling him or something.
Yeah. Saeris agrees to go, but she only agrees to go if Carrion and Ren go as well. Ren says like he would rather not. Carrion would rather not, but she forces them to come anyway. Kingfisher's not that happy about that. But she decides not to wear the dress that we later find out in the Kingfisher POV chapter that he has laid out for her.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that actually it was Kingfisher's mum who arranged the dress for Saeris. It wasn't Kingfisher's mum's dress. She left it in there and he heard the voice saying, those are her dresses. I think that was Onyx, because Onyx was in there as well, and I think Onyx can communicate. I think it would take a lot of effort, but this is why I think
like
Onyx
a mental communication, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But she refuses to wear that. She just wears her trousers and top, and it's quite dirty, and she hasn't even had a shower. And Carrion says that he has a vested interest in seeing her in that dress. It would have left nothing to the imagination, but then he was like, then again, I don't need my imagination when it comes to you because I've seen it all. And then there's a loud growl that kind of reverberates around the dining room, and that is obviously
Fisher.
Mr. Possessive. I don't want you, but nobody else can have you kind of vibes.
Yeah.
At this point in the book, I'm still like, I think Kingfisher's treating her really badly, but this is the turning point. This meal is the turning point where he's just playing with her. It is funny. And Carrion, like you say, I'm sure he does that on purpose.
Yes, basically for me, he's just poking the bear because he can tell that he's listening, and after that growl, he stops talking. Even Sarah said that he was clever enough to stop talking.
Yeah.
But that's what he wanted. And that's another thing that it makes me think if maybe that was the reason the Fisher started to change here in front of him as well, and start to say all these things, because if a Ren can hear everything the Fisher is saying to her, obviously Carrion can tell as well, and he can smell as well how that works affected. So
yeah. But Kingfisher doesn't know that Carrion can smell at this point. Kingfisher doesn't know that Carrion's fey.
Yeah.
We get another shocked moment where Saeris she doesn't even bother picking up her plate this time. She just grabs the wine glass and goes and sits down on Kingfisher's right-hand side, opposite Ren. So Kingfisher's at the head, Ren's next to him, she's opposite Ren, Carrion's next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's shocked, even Ren is shocked. And he looks at Kingfisher, and Kingfisher's like, yeah, she's got unconventional seating preferences. And he's like, I'll move. So this is a really big thing. Mm-hmm. Ren is saying, I will move. You can sit here, I'll move down. She has no idea. Kingfisher has every idea. And he's just like, leave her. She's fine. And this is where I start to see the Kingfisher is starting to enjoy this. And he does see her there, and he's starting to realize that actually this train is starting to get momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And he just leaves her there. I don't think it's because it's not because he to hell with tradition. It's because he wants to see her there as well. And he's like letting these little things happen.
So she refused to eat first, but then even Fisher was saying, better eat because all of us, we can hear your stomach rumbling.
Yeah.
So better do it, otherwise it's going to be like awkward the next hour.
Yeah, but he'd already committed to himself that he would make her eat because when he went to his mum's chambers in the POV chapter, he said that she was too thin, like she'd not had chance to eat. He wanted her to be healthy, wanted her to be comfortable, and he was like, I am going to make her eat because there's nothing on her, and she's basically been starved. She's lived in a famine.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is him looking after her, but not compelling. Just saying, well, basically he says, I'm not going to tell you any answers unless you eat, like take a bite and I'll give you an answer.
Yes.
And basically the conversation just turns a bit racy at this point, and he's pushing her, but he doesn't care. He doesn't have any sense of like shame or embarrassment, does he? He's just going for it. And his friend, like Ren, is just, at one point even does look at him and it's like, really? I'm right here. He's telling her all the things that he could do with the oath that he's not doing.
Yes.
And then he's realizing that she's turned on by it, and he says, but then this would get you out of all of the problems because you would get what you wanted. You want me, you know you want me. But you could blame me and you could blame the oath, and then you wouldn't have to like admit that you actually got what you wanted.
Yeah.
It's really clever, although it's very morally grey. In fact, it's really morally bad. But he gets it's the desired effect, because he's obviously turning himself on at this point as well, isn't he?
Yes, of course,
wants
because he wants her, and then obviously when he noticed how the words react on her and the body, then he can smell everything, and then that, I'm guessing, as well turns him on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a double thing here, but I just feeling like, I don't know, feel sorry for the poor Ramford, because he's just there trying to have a conversation with.
He's just trying to eat his dinner. He didn't want to come in the first place. And I felt it like, you know, again, like I said, the love triangle thing, the vibes that I was getting, the fact that he looked at Kingfisher and said, like, really, I'm right here, again, was a bit like, are you going to push this? I've already told you that I like this human. Yeah. I was really, really getting love triangle vibe. I'm not anymore. I mean, if there is a love triangle, it'll be with Taladeus. But I'm still not really buying that one yet. So yeah, I feel for Ren.
Yeah.
And Carrion, I think, would be just enjoying this whole thing. Like, he's realised that Saeris doesn't want him, but he's not going to stop pushing. He knows Tilena doesn't want him, but he's not going to stop pushing. It's like quite gross. Most of the way. Like, if a guy was really talking to all the women around like that, people would be like,
yeah,
you're weird. But everyone loves Carrion.
Perseverance.
If he was in real life, you would think, what a dickhead.
Yes.
But I think he would be enjoying this whole conversation, because it's anything that makes Saeris feel uncomfortable, and it's a racy conversation, which is what Carrion would like.
Yeah, he must be enjoying everything.
I think he'd be enjoying it.
He's probably looking like Ramford's face as well.
Great food. Like, he's just been invited to train with the lads. You know, he's going to get, he's enjoying it.
Yes, but Saeris is really embarrassed as well, because obviously she realized the first Ramford can hear what Fisher is whispering basically on her ear, but also Ramford can notice how she's reacting to all of that, and then she's like, oh my God, I want to die.
I know, it's so embarrassing.
Yes, because obviously Fisher is being like maybe really rude, really inappropriate and all of that, but she's being even more because she's turning on with all of that. And that makes me think, like, you know, if you are in that kind of situation, you're having like a dinner with friends, and then your partner start to like saying these kind of things to you, do you actually, you will react like that, like Saeris, or you will be more like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It depends on the situation and how drunk you are, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, it depends on the situation. I mean, if it was a really inappropriate situation, like a funeral or something, that would be awful. And then I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But if it was like,
Just friends having dinner.
like Christmas party or something like that, it's fine. It's fine. A ball, a dinner in a magical dining room.
With your parents.
No, that would be weird. I just mean with like recreating the vibes of this situation where you're in an unfamiliar fey land and a magical dining room. That would be okay.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place. But this is the point, like I said, that this banter is really good and he's pushing her. And again, this is like a very bad conversation because it essentially is talking about lack of consent for sexual activity, and that is never okay. But he's saying it only because he knows that she wants it. It's not like, it's not that way. It's not.
He's just like making a point.
Yeah, because he can smell that she likes it. He can sense the pheromones. He knows all the, yeah. How does the dinner end?
So after all this thing that was going on between Fisher and Saeris, basically they had to stop. And then Fisher says that tomorrow they're going to the work camp. So she better to be ready.
Yeah. So they're not actually going to get to train down.
No.
It's also like, this feels like it's the first time that Ren's hearing this, because Ren was planning to stay for 5 days.
Yes, and the conversation they had with Carrion the next day, they're going like doing some training. They were going to practice, I think, was disarmament.
Disarmament, yeah.
Yes.
I think Kingfisher is really turned on. And he knows that they can get away with more.
Yeah.
In the war camp. Okay. So, shall we do Adina's sketchbook?
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where we channel our inner eye as Mummy Kingfisher would and put our oracle skills to the test in the hope that we get at least something right for Brimstone. So what is your favourite theory this week?
I will stay with the one that rune and the feathers is something to manipulate it from maybe Malcolm or the big vampire boss.
Yeah. I am going to go with the fact that the dream is going to happen and there's going to be a situation where the feeders turn on her as Queen of Sanithroth and possibly she's only safe while Taladeus is around.
So it's going to be a revolution from the vampires.
Well, from the vampires, but they will use the zompires as foot soldiers.
Yeah.
Sticking with the theme of precognition, let's look at the chapters that we're going to do next week. Got 3 next week.
Yes. So we have number 20, Amontreat, 21, Icebreaker, and 22, The Itch.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
They're all really good. We got a couple of really racy chapters next week.
Yes. I mean,
Warning.
when we start to go to the word camp is when we start to see more intense stuff about this book. When we meet Malcolm, when we start to see a little bit more what's going on between Fisher, the Fae, the Feeders, everything. So I think we're going to that part when things get really interesting.
I love the war camp. This is where we get Danya's god sword exploding. She's not worthy. This is where we get Laura.
Yes, when we meet her.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I love this whole bit. It's just getting better and better every week.
Yes.
Okay, so questions from the Quicksilver.
Okay.
This is the part of the show where we listen hard to the ethereal whispers of the Quicksilver and dig deep into our souls for the answer. Last week, we asked if someone made you swear a magical oath where you obey them no matter what, what's the worst possible mundane task they could give you?
I have to think a little bit about this one, and I think for me the worst one will be keep the all the windows for the house clean, because I'm really I have my standards to have like a window clean, and I don't like it when it's maybe with marks or
Well, you
with
don't
stuff.
clean the windows.
Yeah, because I hate it. That's why it will be.
How can you have standards and then just not clean the windows?
I don't like to do it, but when I
Okay.
do it
You
properly.
have to do it perfectly.
Yes, and I don't like it when I'm cleaning with the product or I use like a cloth of paper and then start to be with marks or with pieces of the paper or with something, and then I had to spend some time doing it,
Yeah.
and then I hate it.
Just pay somebody else to do it. These guys, they have all the equipment and they can do it better.
Yeah.
Mine would be something I never do.
Mm-hmm.
Folding, washing and put it away. That's 100% your job. You're just better at it than me. And you don't seem to hate it with a passion like I do.
After a while, I think you just go for it. You don't even think. Just
Because
do it.
you're like, well, somebody's got to do it. And she's not doing it.
Very much.
I hate it. It's like, but now I've answered that question. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's why I do it, because she hates it so much, and I'd do anything for her, including folding and putting away and washing.
You'll be like, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
But I won't wash the windows. That's what he was singing about. That was what Meatloaf was singing about all the time. We do anything for
It
love,
makes sense. Yeah,
but
definitely.
he won't clean the windows.
I won't do that. No.
Okay.
I'm still not doing it.
This week, the question from the Quicksilver
Mm-hmm.
is, if you could have any magical object from the Fey realm
Yeah.
back in Derbyshire, in
Our magical world.
in the human realm, Derbyshire, England,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Interesting one. Yes. Good question.
I think I'd have this golden plate. No, next week. It's got to be a magical object as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all we've got time for this week. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Faithfully Fantasy Pod. Come and join the conversation. We also have a Discord where you can talk all things Empyrean and Quicksilver and anything you love, really. Recommendations, anything. We'd love to hear your theories. So if you've got a theory, send it your way. We will always give credit on the show.
And with this, we had just one more thing to say. Thank you for listening to Faithfully Fantasy.
The husband and wife podcast talking all things Quicksilver.
We'll see you next week for our deep dive of chapters 20 to 22 and, of course, for more Faithfully Fantasy.
Bye.